Hello everyone, how are you this evening? Can everyone hear me in the back? How lucky are you? I'll bend down a little bit. Loretta had no problem throwing her voice right down to the back. I have more problem than that for sure. Very happy to be here today. Seeing the go-getters is a real interesting thing to kick off your day. It's going to be the best thing I do today. There's no doubt. Watching you talk about getting involved in volunteerism, it's important. Many of the people that have gray hair out here like Cease started volunteering young age like yourselves, and I'd like to give you a round of applause for the great work you do. Honorary chairs, Melissa Royal-Critch and Greg Smith. I know both of them attend almost as many events, if not more events than I do. So I know they're out in the community. I know the great work they do each and every one of the times that I've seen them. They're working in the community, trying to make our community a better place to live, work, and raise families. So I'd also like to say a big hello to your worship, Jody Wall. Great words to kick off the event. Councillor Power and Councillor Stoyles, I think I see in here as well. Excellent, wave if you're here, yeah. And I did see Paul Lane. I know that Paul is here. I don't know many events in this city that happens without Paul Lane coming to the event. So
and
thank you for showing up, Paul.
Certainly not in Mount Pearl.
Oh, especially in Mount Pearl, but I don't see many events in St. John's without him here either. So I'm really thankful that Brad Jeffett was here again as well, coming from my role as working chair for this committee for over a decade, I think. Started when I got a call to say, why don't you come on and see if you'd volunteer with this committee for us? It seems like a good thing. And they voted me on, I guess, or asked me to come in. And then the then chair had made it known after a couple of meetings that she was stepping down. And then I got voluntold by Penny that I should, so I had that play committee I've had the opportunity to work with and serve with, working with organizations that are here today and many others, and many people that are here today, as well as many people that are not here today. So I'd just like to say a big thank you to the great work the Volunteer Week Committee does, and that could not happen without the great aspect that CSC provides that support. I think CSC deserves a big round of applause for putting events like this together for our community. Like you, I've been a volunteer for a long time, but a lot of people when they come into this room, and I guess I have the ability because I've worked with this committee for a while, when you come into this room, many people, politicians alike, stand up here and they thank the volunteers that are in the room. And I'm going to do that too, because that's important. We have to thank the volunteers. But a lot of this room is made up of the people that are either administered by volunteer boards, the staff that help these volunteers do the great work they do in the community. So the executive directors, the board of directors that are here, but really important that we thank the staff that administer the volunteers and help the volunteers do the great work they do in the community, because it couldn't happen without all parts of that ecosystem working together, whether it be the volunteer board of directors that help administer the staff aspect, the staff that implement a lot of the great ideas that are happening in our province and our communities, and then the volunteers that work so closely with the staff each and every day to implement that vision that is brought down from the volunteer board of directors. So I think it's a huge ecosystem that works in concert. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the board of directors, the staff that are here in this room, and the volunteers for doing the great work they do each and every day. I could go on and on and on, and I know you're going to see me duck out in a little bit. It's not because I'm trying to get out before any speeches happen after me, or I've got somewhere more important to go. I don't. But I do have, as Paul is going to sneak out with me, we do have the House of Assembly. It's not more important than this, I can guarantee it. And Paul, do you agree? So I think Paul will agree with that as well. That the people in this room are why we go over to the House of Assembly and work hard for you. So without any further ado, I just want to say a big thank you to the volunteers for what they do. The work of this committee goes on a lot more than just the day or two before this event happens. And throughout Volunteer Week, it's important that we take that opportunity to thank the volunteers that work within our communities, But not just on that during that week, each and every day. I've had the ability to work with volunteers with my previous life at the CLB for many, many years, and we have, if you thank your volunteers and give them opportunities to get involved, however small it is, it's important that they feel a part of the process, and that small little gift can grow significantly. So giving free of your time and talent is a big piece for our province. We couldn't do what we do as a province without volunteers. And just think for one moment what it would be like if all the volunteers in this province decided to not volunteer for a moment. Hockey wouldn't happen. Baseball wouldn't happen. Organizations like cadets, youth organizations like the Guides. I think I've seen someone here with the Guides. Yes, right here, look. Give a shout out to the Guides. But those organizations wouldn't exist without the people in this room and many, many thousands of people besides. So, only thing I can ask you to do is try to reach out to your friends and neighbors who haven't had the ability to volunteer, because I've always used the adage that volunteers are selfish, and you're going to look at me and say, what is he saying? Volunteers are selfish in one reason. They love the feeling that they get from volunteering. So they selfishly want that feeling an awful lot. So when people get the opportunity to volunteer, please take the time to encourage them to. Take the time to educate them on what you do in your organizations, because every organization has a little piece that someone would like to be part of. They may not want to be the 40-hour-a-week volunteer, but it's okay to be a half-hour-a-week volunteer as well, provided there's an activity that you need done in your organization. So I could go on and on, as I said before, but thank you very much to Penny and her staff for the great work they do. And thank you to the go-getters. I see future is going to be awful bright in the volunteer sector for sure. And I want to make sure you understand that the sector that we have here in the room today is a very valued one by our government. Part of the reason why I decided to run in 2015 and leave my council colleague, former Deputy Mayor Ron Ellsworth, or as I call him, Dad. Part of the reason why I left council was because I really wanted to bring a shining light on the volunteer sector. And that was part of the discussions that I had with Premier Ball at the time. So, you know, it's an important piece for me. I see it as not an under-recognized sector, but it's a huge sector. 16,000 or more people work in this sector. It is a big, multi-faceted sector. So take the time to celebrate the volunteer work that is happening in your organizations during this week, but more importantly, take the time each and every day to tell someone else about the great work that your organizations are doing. And I look forward to seeing more people here and familiar faces here next year, but also some new people as well, like we have here with our go-getters. Thank you very much, and I look forward to what's next.